Hey Marion, my name is Dr. Kim Stark and I work here at Center Street with children and adolescents, and I thought that I would just bring you guys a little bit of a message about the brain and how it works, especially during this time of year when it's all cold and gray. We tend to get into those moods of blah. So I have here just kind of a metaphor of what our brain would look like when it's all healthy and good. And so a lot of times I kind of talk to people about how the brain's kind of like a meadow. And so if you have a nice meadow of a brain, everything's balanced and good, and you walk back and forth, all over the place, nothing much happens. However, thoughts really do lead to feelings. So if you were to walk back and forth in one spot in your brain thinking it's a bad day, it's such a bad day, it's such a bad day, over and over again, you actually build neural pathways. And so your meadow would eventually look like this, or your brain eventually gets these neural pathways that are very negative. And so if you keep thinking like that for years and years or months and months, you can imagine what happens. It turns into a yucky, muddy rut. And that's a lot of times what people get into. They say, gosh, I just feel like I'm so stuck in a rut. So the good news about the brain is that just like this, you can actually replant this grass seed. You can actually get this muddy rut back to a healthy meadow. And that's true in your brain. So if you were to try and do that, you'd first have to plant grass seed, which I talk to people about planting new thoughts. Instead of always thinking about how much of a bad day it is, you have to try to think like, okay, maybe this could go well, okay? So you gotta plant new thoughts, and you've gotta walk outside of this rut. You can't just keep walking on the same thing. And eventually over time, and this is true in our brain, the neural pathway will slowly shrink back to this. And then as you keep working on your thoughts and your positive attitude, your brain will eventually go back to its balanced, healthy self. So just helping you guys understand a little bit about the brain and how thoughts really do lead to feelings, and feelings really do lead to behaviors. Hope to see you guys at Center Street.